This video is on just basic formulas. We're going to talk about adding and subtracting. So I have the number set up similar to your budget. We have kind of sections of data. So let's say, for example, I'd like to sum these numbers. So whenever you write a formula, the first thing you always do is click in the cell where you want your answer. So I want these summed and I want the number to appear here, so I'm going to click in that cell. Next, I'm going to click on Autosum. And it assumed, okay, you want to sum these, and that happens to be correct, so I'm going to hit enter. Now, like in your budget, you're going to have rows of, columns of data, and we want the same formula. So I'm going to use this little fill handle, and I'm going to drag it across. So now whenever this data is updated, your subtotals will automatically be updated. So to do that again, let's make another subtotal. I'm going to first click where I want my answer. I'm going to click Autosum, and it knew I only wanted this section. Now I can change it by dragging it. I can update it here in the formula bar, but I'm going to leave it as is, and I'll hit enter. I want the same formula over here. So I'm going to click in that cell and click on that tiny box, which is called the fill handle, and I'm going to drag it over. Now, when you do your third section, well, it's going to be a little bit different. Let's go down here and do a subtotal. Let's say we want to add something and then subtract a few things. So first we're going to click where we want our answer, and then I'm going to write a formula because I don't want to do an autosum. So I'm going to hit equals. So now Excel knows I'm going to write a formula. So let's say I'd like to add this, but then I'd like to subtract a few. Well, it's exactly like you think it is. I'm going to add, and then I'm going to subtract. And you can see up here in the formula bar, it's writing the formula for me. I'm going to click in the cell. It knows that's F14. And let's say I want to subtract again. And that's it. That's my formula. I'll hit enter. I can click and drag, and it'll write the formula in all those columns. And if I double click, you can see exactly the cells. I hit escape and it gets out of that particular formula. Again, in your budget, you need this particular column to sum, but you're going to be summing the row. It's the same thing. I'm going to click Autosum. It's going to guess the rows that I would like added, and that happens to be correct, so I'll hit enter. I use the fill handle and I'll drag it down. So that's it. I mean, that's adding and subtracting. Another way to add, if you want just two cells, you could, again, click where you want your answer, hit equal, click on the cell, click on the other cell. Or you could just type it right in up here. Either way works. I just find clicking the cell easier. Now, one really cool thing that you can do with that fill handle, once you put January, you know, when you're in your budget and you have to put your heading, you have to put January, and you need all of the months of the year. So type January and then use that fill handle, and you can drag it across and it will write all the months for you. I thought that was really cool when I figured that out. And that is it for this particular video. I'm going to make one more video, and it's going to kind of step you through just kind of a high level of how I would set up this project or how I would complete it. Again, I'm not going to tell you exactly how to do it, but if you're having trouble getting started, the next video will be helpful. So please email me if you have questions.